Well, thanks for joining us again. This is Newspaper Review. I am Moses Humphrey. And of course, it's a full house as we have Barrister Darlington Agumwa and Dele Fanimo join the conversation. And of course, feels good once again to have Chukwuma Okoro back on this as well, back on Newspaper Review.
He's back on the beat. He's back on the beat. Back on the beat. Thank you very much.
Good to have you back once again.
Good to be back.
All right then. So gentlemen, let's dive into it. We have stories from the papers, and of course, the former president's arrival. The arrival of his body and the burial to take place in Daura. That's a big story. The banner headline from the Punch newspaper reads: Daura kinsmen, associates reflect on Buhari's final months. The riders to that one. State burial begins in Abuja today. Interment to follow in Katsina. I was hospitalized in same London facility as Buhari Abdusalami. Jonathan visits Aisha in London as Amosun, Lawan, others arrive Daura. Tinubu appoints Akume, Ribadu, others to burial committee. FG delegation visits Aisha, Maman Daura, Abdusalami in London. All right, so let's talk about this before we get into other headlines. And let's also
Moses,
Barrister,
when Buhari fell ill, were you told the hospital where he fell ill in 2017? Did any of you know? No. And now they have invited Aisha. I remember that for 3 months, this woman was kept incommunicado. She was sidelined. A woman who's supposed to be beside her husband who was sick in the hospital. This cabal hijacked Buhari.
So how do you know she wasn't there?
Well, I'm coming now. Hold on, I'm coming. Remember that when this happened, it was Idris, the IGP that Buhari appointed in his first coming, in 2015, that was invited. Buhari's wife, Aisha, did not show up for over 3 months. When she even went there, they didn't allow her to see the husband. It's on record. Now,
this recent one, or you're talking about
the one that I said when he fell sick, not now, because this one that happened now, even none of us knew when she left.
Barrister, before you proceed, Moses asked a very important question. How did you know about all of this?
Come on, look, are you telling me that you people were not here when Buhari fell ill and for 3 months?
Yeah, we are looking at the source. What's your source?
My source is the news.
Which news?
The news that
to the traditional media,
yes,
the social media.
Yes, the media.
Did you read all of this in the Guardian?
I said it was in the mainstream. Please hold on, please, Mr. Okoro, hold on, please. Nobody is here to tell us again, boy, because he's late.
Okay.
We are looking at the.
No, we are holding a conversation.
No, hold on. I'm telling you that if you are not aware, I am aware.
Okay, that's why I'm asking, because Moses asked the same question too.
It's like what is going on now? Do you know that even up to now, people are not even aware of the news going on around? They won't know. If tomorrow now, posterity were to say, when did this happen? I am telling you what happened, that for 3 months, nobody knew what was going on. It was the first person they called was Idris. And they said that Buhari wanted this man, his IGP. Okay. From that time on, everything was shrouded in secrecy. Aisha was done. I'm not asking. You can see how you treat women. This woman did not see the husband while she was sick. And now that she's late, they are not taking her there, and condolences are going on there.
Barrister, for the benefit of our viewers, let's not confuse them. You're talking about when he was in office.
Yes.
In 2015.
Yes, right? I'm talking about this ill health, because they said
that ill health in 2015
that ended just 2 days ago, because they are still saying that he had been ill for a long time. That was what Garba Shehu said. That means this sickness did not start today. The sickness that claimed Buhari's life was not, it didn't start today, but it was shrouded in secrecy. It was even that last week or 2 weeks ago when Gary Bashe was launching his book, and they even told us some of the lies they told us that time, that he invented the right story to divert our attention from Buhari's ill health. What does that tell you?
No, but Barrister, I understand all of this. Buhari's ill health was not shrouded in secrecy.
It was.
Nigerians knew that he was sick. That at why did he have to hand over to Oshibajo at a point? Wasn't it because he went to hospital?
No, you are not getting it.
What am I not getting?
Before the final one that took him a long time in the UK.
Okay.
He was handing over until Osinbajo now acted as the president and did certain changes.
So Nigerians at that point knew that he was sick.
But he came back. When he came back, what happened? Is that not when he now remove all the things Osinbajo did?
That's a different thing.
That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. He's not getting it. It wasn't only the first time that he went to UK. So before this one, now
he was sick in 2015. He got better. He came back. And all of that.
Yes.
He passed on in 2025.
Exactly. He had been going and coming until the last one that took a long time. When Aisha Buhari was sidelined.
Okay, so what is the issue about?
We are tracing the history because of what he asked me or what the paper said. When eventually Buhari came back, listen very well. What happened? Aisha Buhari relocated to Dubai. It's on record. It was when her marriage was threatened by one other woman that she hurriedly came back.
You seem to be driving at something that you don't want to hit on the head.
Why will you lay the foundation so that we know the genesis of this matter?
Okay. What is the matter now?
The matter is the death of Buhari.
Okay.
That people are now going to UK to go and pay condolence visits. Meanwhile, the whole issue is supposed to happen in Daura. Is he not coming back here? Today.
He died in the UK. He died in London.
In the UK. You don't expect people to go there and escort the money back home.
These things are necessary. Look, we are embarrassing ourselves as a nation. We are embarrassing ourselves so much. I don't like it.
No.
A president died in the UK.
We're not focusing on the fact that he died in the UK. Because that is enough, that aggrieves Nigerians enough. That the president
is a different talking point.
The president is hospitalized abroad. That's a different thing entirely. But the fact that that people were sent to escort the body back home, do you have a problem with that?
I have a problem because one, it is no longer escorting the body back. It is not a condolence visit. Why would
because the family is there.
Because a lot of some of the people that went to condole with them just didn't go to London because Buhari was sick. They were in the UK because they had other engagements.
When Buhari was very sick, why didn't the family go there? Answer me. Why didn't they take
Mama Dara was there now. Mama Dara was there.
Please hold on. The wife was the first person who's supposed to be by that. No. Okay, why did you not take her there now? Why did you ask her to go there and be receiving visitors? No, why did you take her there now?
Was she taking there?
Well, you mean if she was not allowed to go there, she would have gone. Is it
possible? Somebody prevented her from...
When the man was sick, why were you people? Why did you allow her to go there?
Nigerians were told when he traveled about a week or two ago, it was on the news that he had traveled for treatment. Are you aware?
When this man needed the wife, when he was very sick.
Barrister, you're not part of the family, so I don't know how you are.
Okay, how come when the man came back, Aisha relocated to Dubai? And they were begging her to come back.
That's in 2016.
It is the genesis of this matter.
Barrister, what is the matter? I keep going back to them. What is the matter?
Because you telling me that there is nothing wrong in her going to...
Because I don't really understand the trajectory. That's why it's difficult for me to interject. But the point we are making here is that this man had died. He's going to be interred today.
I think Barrister is driving at something else entirely, but he doesn't want to say it.
You don't want me to say it. You don't want me to say it.
You don't
want to say it. I have made 2 points here, but you don't want to agree with me.
And you see, the wife owes the prerogative of when to be with him and then when not to be with him. Nobody stopped her from visiting her husband those early days.
I don't believe you.
And you see, I recall that when Akeredolu was recuperating in Germany, the wife was busy here in Nigeria, attending to some other things.
There's a lot going on social media, and a lot of Nigerians are pointing to the fact, to statements once made by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that there's a real Buhari and there's a double. I mean, that made the news. It was all in the papers. If you still check papers, you will see it. The story of a double for Buhari.
And he predicted when the real thing will happen.
The double.
2 years after he leaves office. Yeah, that when they will expose what happened.
That's what who said?
That was what Nnamdi Kanu said. That 2 years after he leaves office, the real truth will come out. That's the truth. I was asking a question. How come, Mr. Mason, listen very well. How come when Buhari came back from UK from his sick leave, Abi?
We are not privy to why she may have traveled.
The wife relocated to Dubai. Are you not supposed to be nursing your sick husband who came back from sickness? Is it not important? No, tell me it did not happen. Tell me now.
But the point is, whatever we are saying here, the president's family has a right to their privacy, and rather than begin to unearth what we cannot really hold on to,
substantiate.
The best bet is for us to just sympathize with these people in this hour of need, and let them soak, and then maybe pray for them to have that fortitude. Because no matter how old you are, even as a father, your child will not want you to die. And no matter how old you are, as a woman married to you, will not wish you dead. And so, the woman is mourning now, and wherever she is, she can be visited. And I'm sure that she will accompany the corpse home to Katsina today. And so, whatever it is, let them continue to sympathize with her and also give her the courage to be able to withstand this kind of calamity that has befallen her. So maybe we should rest that.
You remember,
still has something to say.
You remember my Bible say you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. If what you are saying now is the thing that happened, the right thing, if it is, in fact, if that's the situation, nobody will break head over these things now. But when they have created some doubt in the minds of people, why won't you look at what the people are saying so that we cannot continue on this trajectory? How many world leaders have paid condolence visits or sent condolence message since Sunday? How many world leaders? Please, somebody answer me. How many world leaders? You mean they've not had, Abi? No, they've not had. Anyway, let's go to another topic.
All right. Well, if there is truly a double, we'll find out in the coming years.
Yeah, somebody will tell her the truth one day. Why not?
But in the meantime, this is the information we have. Is what
is it that the double is being buried today?
You have started again. You are raising that. You see now. You have seen him now. You see. You said we should not talk about it, though.
No, I was just pondering.
Is it today?
It's a rhetorical question.
You are not here when Hadi Sariki dribbled the whole Nigeria for almost 1 year. Sirika, the aviation man. He 419 all of us until 2 days to Buhari's leaving office, and Buhari even went to go and commission an aircraft that is not our own. And
Barrister, which Buhari are you talking about?
You said which Buhari? Well, is there any other one?
Okay. I just want to.
All right. Okay.
I just want
Nigeria also lost a very important personality who was also Buhari's friend. That's the Awujale of Ijebuland, Oba Adetono. He died and he's been buried already. I would like for us to x-ray a few things. Mr. Fanimo. Now let's look at this headline from The Punch. It says, soldiers bar traditionalists from Awujale's Muslim funeral. Well, he opted for a Muslim funeral. But he's a traditional ruler.
I think
he was for over 60 years, if I'm not mistaken.
65.
65 years. A traditional ruler of a community. And traditionalists were bad. What does that say to upholding culture?
You see, there was a judicial intervention in this matter sometimes in the past that when he declared that he wanted to be buried the Muslim way, the traditionalists said no, that you can't have your cake and eat it. That you came in as a traditionalist and all the rites were performed and you allowed it to happen, you allowed such to happen. But suddenly, after spending many years on the throne, you now wanted to shift from the norm. I think there was a case and the judge came up with the verdict that he has the prerogative to decide. No, to decide whichever religious way he could.
But what does that? What does that say to upholding our culture?
But culturally, I don't want to align with the judge. Because, you see, at some point, if there is something I dread in my life, and those who are close to me will understand me for that, is I hate betrayal of trust. You will never find me doing it. The fact that you allowed, because you were bent on becoming the Aujale, you allowed the traditionalists to keep you in a secluded place for 3 months, performing rituals every day of and those 3 months, 90 days.
You sat on that stool for 65 years.
And you sat on the throne for 65 years, for God's sake. You are now changing the game. Suddenly, you say you are now a born-again Muslim, and then that nobody... And unfortunately, some traditional rulers are now towing this line. And in a way, even as sophisticated as Britain is today, when the passage rites were to be done for the Queen when she died, a lot of things came up. There was a particular stone that was brought out.
Even a goat.
Even a goat was leading the military parade and all that. So if at that level they still uphold their culture and tradition, why would we? Why should we?
It's really concerning if you
honestly,
go through
why
this.
should we go through this trajectory? If you know you are not ready for all these things, stay out of traditional issues.
No.
It's not compulsory that you must be a king.
Barrister, please hold on. Let's hold on to our thoughts now. Let's quickly run to the streets where Matthew Ogunswada is to speak to Nigerians on stories that made it to the cover pages. And then when we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Matthew, good morning to you. What are Nigerians saying?
Good morning, Moses. It's another beautiful morning right here on the streets of Lagos, and as always, VOP TV is right here on the streets, particularly the newspaper stand at the Ikeja Under Bridge in Lagos to bring you the opinion of Nigerians on what they are saying. And of course, I have with me 2 Nigerians that would like to react to some stories that are trending on the newspaper dailies this morning. Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. This is Romeo.
All right. What's your name and what do you do?
I'm Romeo by name. I'm a hairstylist.
All right. So tell us your view on any of the stories that you would like to talk to us about.
Well, you know, every country has a policy. I think America decided it's okay. Let us go on these policies to make it official. But me, I don't say anything special about them. So people just like to say, I want to be in America and I don't say anything special. Here is more better. You have something good doing here. Here is better. No, in those days we always crazy about to be an American, just want to act like American. But when you are here, it's better. But their own policy, I don't see anything wrong there. They are the president of the country. Maybe there's a reason for that. I don't know. It's reasons.
Okay, the policy that has to do with social media, making your social media public.
No, right from the beginning, it's already been there like that. I have a brothers in the US that always tell me, anything I'm doing has to make it on social media, has to put all those things there. So I've had that for long. So maybe now when they now make it official to everybody should, it's a decent of them.
So do you think there are any repercussions attached to that? Attached to you not be making your social media public, making it private, and then the United States also saying that if you overstay, you'll be deported?
No, even though they give you 10 years, your first time or 5 years, you can stay for just 90 days. That is if you read the constitution just says you can stay for 90 days. You should not be more than that 90 days. If you are staying more than 90 days, that means you have violated the law, the rules of that country. That every visa is 90 days. Even in the UK that they give 6 months, it's just 90 days. Even, okay, just let me give you an example. Like from here to Ghana. Ghana too is 90 days. If you are Nigerian stays in Ghana and you are entering with your passport, it's just 90 days. After 90 days, you not apply for the visa there. So I think it's all country do 90 days. Even Nigerian visa is more harder than even the Americans.
Oh, really?
Nigerian visa is very hard. Even Nigeria does not give them 2 years. It give American 1 year. So that's why America was angry that okay, then Nigeria too, we're not supposed to be giving Nigerian 2 years, we'll be giving Nigerian 1 year.
All right, I'll come back to you in a moment. That's a Nigerian telling us about one of the stories on the newspaper dailies that says that the US government has made it mandatory for every Nigerian that is traveling to make their social media public rather than private, and also if you overstay, you'll be deported. So you want to tell us your view about another story on the newspaper dailies this morning. Good morning, sir. Tell us your view.
About what you are doing?
The story, yeah, the story about, you were telling us about the story about Buhari earlier, which is one of the stories trending on newspaper dailies. So let us have your view.
The story about Buhari, about his death, it pained me a lot. Because before, people were saying Buhari Buhari tenure, his era was very bad. The economic policy and everything was bad. Until when Tinubu now stepped in. So when Tinubu now stepped in, that was when I know that Buhari was good. Buhari is good, is better than Tinubu 10 times. You understand what I'm trying to say? Let us talk about the policy. Even when Buhari was there, how much was petrol before he left? Some people were still buying it here in Lagos, 118 naira. How much is it now? It's not almost 1,000 naira compared to the hardship and everything. So I don't want to be listing everything. It was even a baby. We all know, not even an adult, know that Buhari is 10 times better than Tinubu. Can you get what I'm saying? In everything, both food and commodities. Even that time in this computer village, I know many people bought a car that time when Buhari was there. This Mozu car, some people bought it 1.8 million naira. Go and price it now. Some people are buying it 8 million naira. You understand? When you are shipping all these phones down to this place, I know how much is it. I know how much you are buying for, how much you are selling for that time. Go now. So that is what I'm trying to tell you, that people are just celebrating. Many people are celebrating it. Celebrating his death. It's bad, it's worse. How is it worse compared to Tinubu's time? It's not worse. You understand? So that is it. You understand? So what I'm trying to say, I feel his pain. I feel because people are saying, they said it was 82 years when he died. Yes. But according to some people, that he says it's more than 82 years. You understand? Because when I read about this guy, Adedeji said that he's more than 82. He's almost 90 years old. Automatically he tried. How many of us will get to that 90-80? Do we even know this time? So he tried. God take care of him to that extent. So he's good. He's a good president.
All right. So that is just the opinion of Nigerians. There have been mixed reactions on the newspaper dailies this morning. Why one person is reacting to the fact that the United States has made the social media accounts private for everyone. They have made it mandatory for all Nigerians to make sure that their social media account is public. Another person is reacting to the death of President Muhammadu Buhari, who is said to, of course, be laid to rest today. That's how far we can go on the newspaper analysis this morning, on newspaper review this morning. Back to you in the studio.
Well, thank you very much. Well, those Nigerians reacting, sharing their own view on a few stories from the dailies, of course. Oh, well, let's bring it back. Well, Buhari did say he will be missed, and truly, some Nigerians are missing him. Okay. When you compare the economic, indices between his time in office and now. But we're talking about traditionalists, yes. Awujale, Obadetana, his passing, and the fact that traditionalists came to the burial to perform the traditional rites, and soldiers prevented them from entering. Basically drove them away, because before his death, he had opted to be given a Muslim burial. Barrister Darlington, you were going to say something before we had to go to the streets.
In reaction to what Dele said, that he did not agree with the judge, I want to disagree with him.
With who? The judge or?
I want to disagree with Dele, yes. Okay. Because your traditional whatever cannot supersede the law of the court. Where freedom of association is entrenched, freedom of movement, freedom to decide who will be your friend or not, all those things are there from section 34 to 42. They are all there. If the court is looking at that, this man say, look, I don't want such association again. Is it not his choice? What if your tradition has become obsolete and obnoxious?
So we're talking about a traditional ruler.
I am coming.
We're talking about the person.
I am coming. There are so many things that happened before that cannot happen now. Like the Aro Nakakanfo of Yoruba land. I challenge Ebagani to go through the same ritual and let's see what will happen. Those things are becoming obsolete. When Oba Teju Osho was to go through the same thing, they told him what the gods will serve in a day. He said, no, I can't go through this. Oba Teju Osho. Eventually, he had his way. So certain things are becoming obsolete because of their wider implication. When you start worshiping all these dangerous gods, they come with a lot of baggages.
Barrister, which god should we?
The man who said that he's now a born again and he wants to do things the normal way and all that. What is wrong with that? Instead of going to kill one thing or the other as a sacrifice every day, those things, they are becoming obsolete. That's what the man is saying. And are you saying he's not right in what he said? That's what I'm telling people, that you need to get into the system to change it. The man entered and he had changed what was wrong with that tradition. Moses, in the days of you, in our own part of the country, they used to kill twins because they believed that they were evil children. They would throw them and their mother into the evil forest until one woman, Mary Celeste, came from Ireland to stop it, and she died in the process. The woman died trying to stop that thing. Today, are we not celebrating twins? You can see. So when some of this traditional whatever is no longer relevant, please let us discard it. Nobody should blame the Awujale. Nobody. This was a man they asked to come and view the coup plot of his sons. What's it called? Dikbo, Olarewaju and Co. When Abacha was showing the video, Awujale said, I forgot my glasses at home. I can't see anything. That was what he said. Just to exonerate himself. What do you want him to say? That he saw his sons plotting a coup against Abacha. Is that what you want him to come and confirm? So at times, you apply wisdom. Why do you think he stayed up to this time? Tell me. Why do you think he stayed up to this time? If he actually violated the so-called tradition, he wouldn't have stayed up to today now. 65 years in a throne. That means he entered at the age of 31 or so. So please, it's important that we leave all these things. It did not help us, and it will never help us.
Okay. Essentially, I think what is happening here is what is described as a clash of civilizations. Because this is one civilization that is trying to take over, to subjugate another one. But unfortunately, when scholars list civilizations, they don't even mention Africa as a civilization, because Africa has been subsumed by either the Western or the Islamic civilization. We have the Western civilization, we have the Islamic, we have the Sinic, which is the Chinese civilization, we have the Hindu civilization, and maybe the Latin American, Southern America, they try to mob them together as a civilization, but that is still in contention within the academic circles. What I see happen is that, look, we have an African civilization that is actually not existent, that is being further subjugated by an outside civilization, and in this case, which is the Islamic civilization, because the man has opted for an Islamic barrier. And unfortunately, our Africans fail to realize that this particular civilization is the tradition of some people. Yes, it's the tradition of some people. Of course. But when the thing crosses over, when it is a crossover, we tend to, it's like when you say that Africans are pagans. Africans are natives. Africans are tribesmen. But in Europe, and vernacular. And in Europe, you see them as ethnicities, ethnic nationalities, and all of that. That's exactly what is playing out. But I'll reduce it to what Baba Olusegun Obasanjo, my idol, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, what?
My idol, one of Nigeria's best presidents ever. Obasanjo says that, look, in as much as
10 churches.
He attends churches, but he's not going to do away with his Ifa priest. So that's exactly, I think I'll reduce it to that. It is for the Ajowale, Sikiru Awujale, Sikiru Adetona to have made a choice, and it's good for people to respect his choice. There's an elderly man in my community, not in my community, in my compound. And the man was a traditionalist, but when he thought that it was time for him to go, he converted to Catholicism. He became a Catholic. He was baptized and all of that. And when he died, it was the church that buried him. Wishes. That's his wish. So if that is what the Adetona wanted.
Are we not going to see a further whittling down or fading away
of African civilization?
African culture,
exactly.
And traditions. Is that not what we'll see?
That is what is gravitating towards.
We've already been to
the ones that involve fetish practice. Let us do away with it.
No, but Barrister, what is fetish? They just said something about the burial of the king of the Queen of England.
What are those?
Don't they still do Halloween?
There's two rituals.
They still do Halloween.
They still do Halloween.
Hold on.
Celebration of witches.
Yes. Hold on.
They do all those things.
Are you aware that in some traditions, People are buried alive with a king.
That was in the only days. Nobody
in
does
the
that
olden days,
anymore.
even Europeans did
Europeans did it.
Good. How come it was discarded? I remember the pharaohs of Egypt. This is their tradition. Have they not done away with it? It's the same way people are doing away with some of the this year people are celebrating
Culture,
here today.
What we are saying is culture. What are those the cultural ingredients in Africa that were morally right, that were righteous, that didn't have to take people's blood? Is it not better that we begin to emphasize those things like communal living?
Is it not still with us today?
No, it is not.
No. It's not with us. Go to the rural villages. You know whether it is still there or not. Don't mind what they are doing here.
Anybody practicing African religion is either ostracized or labeled with a terrible stigma.
Mixing something with sand and putting it on your body, right? Barrister.
You say what?
Mixing things up. Maybe you're mixing oil and sand.
It depends on what you are thinking. What I'm saying
is not about what you are thinking. Barrister, most of the Catholic in our church during the communion service, the priest helps us to transform bread and wine into the body and blood of Christ.
That one, what is? I mean, did they harm anybody? Okay. We are talking about
so
that they said.
Okay, let's flip it. On the flip side, do you think that the white man would have accepted an African doing that?
Why? I mean, I don't get it. There are things that Africans have done that the white man have accepted. Many of them. They are even teaching them in their schools over there. Yes, there is African Center for African Culture and Religion being taught even in Harvard. It's on record. Yes, they are teaching them. A white man was speaking fluent Yoruba the other time. I said, what? He was teaching Yoruba. All those oriki that they normally, incantation, they are still doing it.
So you have simply come back to where we started from.
I am telling you, does it mean that the Awujale did not perform any of the, does it mean that nothing? There are ones that are obnoxious. That's what the man said, I don't want to touch it. Yes, you can't tell me that he did not perform anything at all in the traditional way. You can't tell me that. He removed all those things that are obnoxious, very dangerous ones. If he did not do that, he wouldn't have stayed up to this time now, 60-something years, on the throne. Is it a joke?
The barrister, we have traditionalists who stay up to 100 and something years. So it practically has nothing to do with what he did or what he avoided.
Let me tell you, most times it has to do with it, because if you don't observe those things and those gods, they will come after you. But the Awujale...
I am telling you about people that observe those things and they lived longer than the Awujale.
It depends on how they observe it now. Did you see them? Were you with them?
Your take is subjective now.
Did you see them?
Your take has clearly become subjective and selective.
You cannot be sacrificing human being every day and stay that long. It's not possible. Their blood will come after you. That's what I'm telling you here. There are people who live on human blood. It must be sacrificed at a particular time in a month for their throne to be sustained. If you are doing nothing, how can God be watching you?
Okay. Well, let's go into some of the headlines now. Natasha is on the table today. Mr. Fanimo. Now, this is the headline.
I didn't see her here.
Well, this is the headline. This is the headline. From the, let's take two papers now. From the Punch, it says, Natasha fires back at Akpabio over reinstatement challenge. From the Guardian, Akpabio appeals against court order for Natasha's recall. Those are the headlines.
It is within the right of Akpabio to challenge the court process, even up to Supreme Court. So nobody's going to deny him that. More so, he is also a lawyer like Natasha. So they are friends of Barrister Darlington. And he knows that he can challenge.
He must.
So he has that right. But one thing I want to say here that is still a bother to me is the fact that we seem not to have enough yet of this drama, which is a major distraction.
It seems like the Senate is standing its ground to ensure that the 6-month suspension.
You see, ego is at the heart of all this.
Implemented.
Ego is at the heart of all this. While the Senate will not want to back down, Natasha also has one part of that judgment that says she must apologize. and she has not taken any step towards that. So it's now a kind of ding-dong affair. If you are not ready to stoop to conquer, then we are not going to allow you to come to the house, and which is a major distraction, whichever way you look at it. For me, what is in Natasha apologizing? After all, she wrote a satire, and that satire was denigrating enough for the whole house to come together and say, no, this woman cannot have her way all the time. And she has also been bloodied by being stopped from being a participant on the floor of the house, and which is also against her and that of her constituency. So it's a two-way thing now. The only solution to this is for the parties, the two parties, to sheath their sword and, in the interest of Nigeria and Nigerians, find a way to resolve this matter. And I expect that reasons will prevail at this time for people of goodwill to step into this and then, beyond the court, resolve this thing once and for all, so that we can continue with state matters other than about this.
I think you are being idealistic here, because the people that you are talking about don't have the interest of Nigeria at heart. They have their own interests. So don't expect that this thing will be resolved soon. You know, it has become an ego thing.
That's what I said.
Yes, Natasha and exactly. So what I'm saying, I want to disappoint you. Don't ever think that they will consider our interest, like shooting their swords and going back to plenary to do what they're supposed to. They will keep fighting. When they said, Barrister, I'm coming. When they said the High Court, you know, had ruled that Natasha should come back to office, I knew, you know, that Akpoti or the Senate was going to appeal that judgment. One, to make sure that the rubbish had more by ensuring that she serves out, you know, the suspension, the 6-month suspension. That's exactly what has happened. Now, but on the other hand, I don't see any, probably, while not standing in for Natasha, I was thinking that probably if she resumes, she will now do the apology on the floor of the Senate. That's my thinking.
But that was not the content of the judgment.
No, she
should resume before apologizing.
What did the judgment say?
The judgment
didn't state whether she should.
The judgment didn't state clearly.
Okay, so it's her prerogative.
Yes.
So I'm thinking that probably that is what she wanted to do, apologize on the floor of the Senate.
You are not. Is there a publication, 5 national publications?
Okay,
5 is done after resumption.
After resumption. Please, like you rightly said, the court didn't give a timeline for that to be done.
My brothers, let us situate this in properly.
Okay.
This is a legal matter. It's not about ego as you claim. Let us remove that. When Natasha was accused of contempt of court, was the proper procedure followed? The answer is capital no.
Barrister, when a court of competent jurisdiction asked the Senate not to suspend Natasha, did the Senate obey that court order?
I am coming now.
Let's start from there.
No, hold on. Hold on. Okay, since the Senate violated the ruling of the court, why would the same court now go to ask Natasha to apologize for contempt of court that has no
because the same court had said, no, Barrister, wait, well, let's take it one at a time. Because the court has said, it insisted that, look, we stand on the decision of a court, of the High Court, that said that the Senate ab initio didn't have the right, the power to suspend Natasha. So recall her. Now, no, Barrister, hold on. Now, that was what the court said. Now, the judgment of the court was that, look, Natasha, you have breached process, so you have to apologize. Isn't now what happened?
It's not what happened.
So what happened?
Good. Listen to me. Listen to me.
Barrister, I'm listening.
You are not read the judgment. Now, what everybody is claiming to be the decision of the court was actually an opinion and an advice. The court said, in my opinion and in my advice, so should be done.
What should be done?
Listen, that Natasha should be recalled, even though the Senate have the power. Are you getting what? That the thing was excessive and harsh.
So was that a judgment or an opinion?
Hold on, it's inside the judgment of the court. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It was not an order to the Senate. That was where the mistake came
from. Absolutely.
That was where the mistake came from. That thing in law is called an obita, sorry. That is something that is tangential to the main issue. That is, when you are reading it, you say, well, this one, we had it, but it's not relevant to the judgment. But you have mentioned it. Okay. So the thing that the Senate are now looking at what the judge said in passing.
Okay, so Barrister, essentially, what you are saying, if it's an opinion of the court and not a main judgment, which is not an order, so you are saying that Akpabio has erred in law by trying to make an appeal. That is what it means.
Hold on now, Mr. Oku. You are jumping the gun here. In the first place, the processes for contempt of court was not followed. Go to section 72 of the Sheriff and Civil Procedure Rule. You will see it there that before you can say that somebody has committed contempt of court, the first thing you do through the, I think the sheriff or the registrar, you serve the accused from 48. Okay.
Barrister, there's a question I want to ask you. There's a question I want to ask you.
Go ahead.
The judgment, what is Akpabio appealing? Is he appealing the opinion of the court or the judgment?
Yes,
or the content?
He's appealing the recalling of Natasha, which was contained in that judgment.
Which you said is not an order. So why is he appealing?
That is the mistake. I'm trying to educate you here now. Would you listen?
So who is making the mistake now?
It is Akpabio and his people. Yes. It is Akpabio and that's what I'm trying to let you know. That even the content of court was not properly followed. It was not even properly documented. It was not even properly decided. Because nobody served Natasha from 48, where she will be reminded that, look, on so and so this thing, you did so against the court and all that. Then it is after that from 48, and Natasha did not retrace her step. You will now serve from 49. That is committal. These are the processes. And let me tell the other day, it was in my other show, Evening Rush, I was telling you that whenever you go to court and the proper procedure and rule were not followed, you have disabled that case ab initio. If these steps were not taken from the beginning, before they now arrive at this judgment, then it is null and void. That is where Natasha...
The judgment is null and void.
Null and void. Because the rules were not followed. You just woke up and say, you are charged, accused of a contempt of court. Did anybody did anybody serve Natasha from 48 and from 49?
Barrister, there is one thing that we are omitting here, and I'd like for us to trash it out before we leave here. What is Akpabio appealing? Is Akpabio appealing against the recall or the contempt of court?
Of course.
A recall was not a judgment, but an opinion.
Hold on. The contempt of court was not even for Akpabio, it's for Natasha. So why will you go to court against? Is the recalling of Natasha, because Natasha is threatening that by today she will go back to the Senate.
Which is not an order, which is not a judgment of the court, but just an opinion.
It is not left for you and Akpabio to ask yourself, what are you doing? Yes, it is left for you and Akpabio to ask, what are you appealing for? Is that judgment that said he should, maybe his lawyers misled him. I'm telling you, I've told you here that there was no need for...
It's interesting to know how lawyers will mislead a lawyer.
I'm telling you here now, because on what ground were you going to appeal something that does not concern? Is it Akpabio that was accused of contempt of court? Was it Akpabio? Because no judgment has been issued against Akpabio. It is Natasha.
So essentially, the court didn't ask Senate to recall Natasha.
They did. They did. But it was not an order. Yes, it was something that was said as an opinion and an advice.
Okay.
But instead of these people to say, okay, they now want to make a molehill out of, a mountain out of a molehill.
Okay.
They advise them. But if you
thank you very much. This would be a good place to anchor the conversation as we're absolutely out of time. We'll continue this conversation on the nitty-gritty of it, of the court judgment, and how the CTC is being explained. We'll continue this some other time. I must say a very big thank you to you, Barrister Darlington Agumo, for coming on the show. Big thanks also to Daily Fanimo for staying with us on the show. Chukuma, you want to...
Yes, in the evening we'll go to Edo State. A lot is going on in Edo State between the sitting governor and the present governor. between the sitting governor and the former governor. Talk about probing, you know. And a lot of people I understand are also leaving both the PDP and the APC to ADC in that same Edo state. Let's talk about that on Political Lens. 6
All right, but Wike has said, don't probe. Just go ahead and, you know, continue to give
because you know that when you begin to wash the wrapper of an old woman, things will come.
if there will be a probe, he should be the one to ask that Obaseki be probed. Anyway, join that conversation later today at 6 p.m. and you'll enjoy the entire thing. Well, that's it on the show. I am Moses Humphrey. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.